taking a chance to learn what's in my head. Reel out the thoughts that fill me with dread. You die for me when I won't even cry for you. Oh, please, Lord, tell me what must I do? I'm taking out a page each day from the letter you wrote to me. A book of life that I despise, but with your animosity. Take me back to a time we met on that bank all the day. We made it right from the first night till you threw it all away. Would you dance to make my grave when I'm gone? Or see me for that man that I've become? Would I see that you care when I'm in need of you the most? But you don't care. You're not there anymore. Confusion is a gift that forever falls my own way. I've never been so proud of that man I am today. Take me back to a time of our once happy days. Still you seem to forever haunt me with your condescending ways. Now it's time to do things right that get you out of my head. And reel out the thoughts that fill me with dread. Would you dance to make my grave when I'm gone? Or see me for that man that I've become? Or would I see that you care when I'm in need of you the most? But you don't care. You're not there anymore. And the pain you've caused fell from afar. And the message that you portrayed, it caused me too much sorrow and pain. But I won't fall for that anymore. Would you dance to make my grave when I'm gone? Or see me for that man that I've become? Would I see that you care when I'm needing you the most? But you don't care. You're not there anymore.
Everyone, and welcome back to Not In My Lifetime channel, Wednesday evening show. A bit well, actually. It wasn't actually planned for the last hour, half an hour. So we thought, you know what, it's quiet. LB on holiday right now. Most people that we know that are friends of ours in the community on holiday right now. I went obviously in probably June, so in a way, obviously I'm back at probably the right time. So again, I know there isn't much news right now, and there really isn't right now. I mean, the news really has been quite quiet here and there. It's not really been insane over the top stuff, but. Today's about Gibbs-White, about the midfielders, obviously, and just the lack of news on certain things of players going out the door, coming in. It's a bit concerning. I'm not panicking, but it's a little bit like it's too quiet right now. And obviously, big up to you again. It just feels a little bit at the moment like we're waiting around still for just answers, and we're not getting anything right now of players out the door or even like that at all.
Yeah, and even into all the chat, it's a weird one for me because we're waiting on people to go out of the door, but it seems like we're getting rid of the wrong players, if I'm being perfectly honest. Yeah. For whatever stupid, pathetic reason, we're seeming to want to keep hold of a 35-year-old Gundogan and get rid of a Nico G, who we've just spent 60 million quid on in the winter window. And we're talking about potentially him leaving. We're looking at getting Echeverry some minutes out on loan, but we're keeping a Gundogan. It doesn't make sense. The people inside the club need to seriously look at that. They're willing to let a player like Nico G walk out of the door, leave, all while we're keeping hold of a 35-year-old Gundogan that's got 1 year left on his contract. I'd rather just pay his contract off now, to be honest with you. I'd rather just pay his contract off now and let him go for free. It's absolutely mental that we would even think about letting Nico G leave now and keeping hold of a player that, let's face it, wasn't even great last year. To be honest, am I past the time? Yeah, I'm past the time. To be honest, was shite. He was shite last year. He was part of the reason why we lost as many games as what we did. And I know it's just gossip, but I would be honestly shocked to see that Gundogan stays and Nico G goes. That is an absolutely atrocious business decision if that's the case.
And I was a big about budget as well. The thing is, right, Viana for me is not the issue here. Viana's actually the solution, if anything. I don't really get. I think people again like Nick. I think it's just a little bit out of control. It's kind of like, for me, I was frustrated not hearing news, of course not. Obviously, you want to get news about what's going on, but obviously the club can't sell media. Obviously, are the best to it. It's for a little bit, I think for me it's a bit more concerning of what we're hearing, obviously from the actual close sources at the club. I think Gonzalez going would be following the fact that we paid so much money for him in the first place to come in as a backup to Rodri, or Rodri obviously was coming from injury, and not even almost not even a year later, even half a year later, something like that, he's potentially going out the door. It's just a bit weird, that is, but no, hopefully it's not true. I thought they've had too much gossip. Does anyone really know what's going on? Yeah, I'm not sitting here. We're not panicking, and I'm not panicking at all. I'm kind of just just a bit baffled at how I'm baffled how it's going. Obviously, it's been quite obviously a bit of a slow start. Obviously, in terms of players going. Obviously, Walker's out the door, but that's really counting. Walker's kind of gone and started the way, but it's a little bit obviously surprising of certain players that obviously were meant to go. Well, obviously got quite a squad as anyway. Obviously, placing that on loan are happening yet. It's still very, very quiet at the moment. That's just what's a little bit concerning, I think, for me. But I'm sure obviously it will change. But it's kind of like it's what you're hearing, especially with Gonzalez. It's just a bit baffling to me, if anything. Big up Thomas. Will Man City about Trafford, and will he be first choice goalkeeper? This is the thing. Obviously, we just got to last week. Obviously, when the news came out from Romano about Trafford. Now, with Trafford, for me at the moment, like obviously, I would actually like him as number one if he was to go. If he was to go, I just feel like for me, Edison, I just he hasn't had the club yet. He's still here, so we can't really sort of say, we want Trafford to come in. We want to go out of the two, or take Ellison before we can decide, obviously, on someone coming in. So it's a little bit, on that one. That's another one I'm sort of I mean, obviously, it goes quite usually fine. It's actually a good thing that it does go quiet, but I'm sure we'll see also on that. I'm not worried about that one really at the moment. I'm kind of like just thinking, well, just as long as we get an update and understanding what's going on that front, that's all I really care about, especially with the goalkeeper. It wasn't important playing 40 games to be. Well, yeah, that's very true. I think also it's just, I think what it is right now. I think it's that Al Hilal game, not necessarily the result. Result wasn't great, but I think the fact that we played Gundogan in midfield over like Gonzalez. Now that to me was a bit baffling to me when I saw that, because I thought surely you would play Gonzalez as your backup defensive midfielder over someone like Gundogan. But I get Pep obviously is up to obviously to decide what he wants to do. But I think people, and obviously the opposite says they pair perfectly. Because we're sometimes getting play. Yeah, exactly. For me personally, right, I'm more concerned with players going out the door than players coming in. Players coming in, I think the three that come in are great signings. I think they're brilliant signings that will do a lot for us, especially next season. And I look forward to seeing them play in the Premier League. It's players out the door that I'm sort of looking thinking, because we kind of got like a 31 man squad, which is way too big for Premier League. I know it's the Premier League for me. It's like, so someone's got to go at some point. You can't just have a 31 man squad in the Premier League. You can't. So it's not the incomings that I'm really concerned about right now. It's more the ones that are going that I need to look at first. The incomings, I'm sure, will obviously get done if Ellison goes, again, if you want to. But it's more the ones that are going out that I'm like, what's going on there? Like, all we're hearing rumours rather than actually like actual concrete. This is what's going on. Even Naipanner hasn't even left the club yet. And I know obviously Naipanner's news about Stab was saying that apparently he looking to go on loan, so I know that's going to happen at some. But it still feels very much. It's a very quiet situation. Again, I'm not sitting here throwing balls out the pram, but concerning how quiet it is, if you know what I mean. I've got other clubs looking at 15 years own, but about me not trusting Peppertall, I'm still quite chilled if anything, but it's a little bit, I think it's just the lack of news on the outgoings, which I feel a little bit like, okay, but I'm sure we'll see it at some point, but I think it's just the reality that we're just kind of just waiting around now, just for news to come back. I mean, I'm sure by Monday next week, honestly, if I went about train, we might get a bit of news on that front. But I think, as I said, Bever just now waffled on for the last 5 minutes, it's just waiting around, isn't it? Just waiting around until it moves.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't know what's going to. Yeah, and that's kind of like Nick. That's where I'm at, Nick. I mean, I want us together. I really do. I think that'll be a great midfield. But it's kind of like we want to see Gonzalez play. That's obviously hopefully we'll want to get we'll hopefully get that. Hopefully, but who knows what will happen. I see people big up in Turkey. Have you enjoying your new mate a new body hair transplant? That's going well, mate. Big up, mate. You're doing having a good time. Yeah. Like I said, maybe next week. Yeah, and that's probably what I'm thinking, Nick, as well. Look, obviously it's kind of hope at this point, but I just want to see a little bit of an idea of what's going on. I just want to see I want to know what the plan's going to be, because if Gundogan is the one to go, then great. Because I think for me, he's 35 years old. He can't, you can't play him every game again. I know obviously injuries obviously happen, so you got factors that in that players obviously going to be fit now rather than not fit. If ever just frozen, I think so. He might back out a bit. It's just been me in the moment a little bit, but I just want to see a bit of movement, a bit of sign of we're actually players going out the door. Just that really. Oh, well, good. It's back now. Who the heck is calling? Yeah, mate. The thing is, right, even though I haven't seen it, it would surprise me if I've seen that already. Because I think to me, right, us here will have a chat with you guys. We're not going to throw our toys out the pram, lose our minds. We're not, because at the end of the day, right, I'm not too. Players come in, great. But for me, it's been brilliant this summer. I can't fault it in terms of income. It's been brilliant deals, brilliant players coming. I can't fault it at all. It's just more, I think, for me, it's just how quiet it is on the outgoings. But I get, obviously, like you said earlier on, it could just be the fact that we're waiting around to back next week. But I'm sure we'll see what happens anyway. Big up Nabil. He'll fix him like, yeah, but we'll see. 3 weeks on Saturday. Yeah, 3 weeks on Saturday. Christ, 3 weeks on Saturday. We're back. honestly, mate. Wolves are bloody away in 3 weeks' time. Christ, that is crazy. It's mad how fast time's gone. Like it was just Fulham away not long ago. Obviously, Club Cup. Now we're here. When they're fit, possibly, yeah. I think the way it is next week. I think for me, if anything, I'm more looking at the actual Gibbs-White news. I actually am obviously the news about that, but we'll see. Bevel, last year I actually haven't spoken for the last few minutes because it's been freezing and also just sort of chilling there. The Gibbs-White news.
Letting you finish.
Yeah, I appreciate that for once. Yeah, it's nice to actually glad to finish the channel. Cheers, mate. I'll ask you, right? So obviously, midfielders wise, he doesn't be it. Which, to be fair, I'm kind of not surprised with that. Really, I think if Goodman is to go as well, and that's it. We still got Riley in that plan come do a job anyway, obviously. But do you feel like we could use a midfielder to come in if a couple of to go? What do you think? Fine.
I don't think we need a new midfielder. I think we need to get rid of the shite that's there. To be honest with you, I think there's too many players that are coming towards the end of their careers, which we need to be letting them go. We're holding them on for sentimental reasons, and it's not going to do anyone any favors. It's not doing the club any favors, and it's certainly not doing the players any favors. I think now's the time that we just need to be offloading the players who just are kind of at the end of their contracts and giving the opportunities to the players who have committed themselves to the club and have given signed recent deals like Nico G. Nico, do you really think that Nico G come into that team and thought, "Oh, I'm going to be the one to replace Rodri"? He knew that he was never going to replace Rodri. He knew that at best he'd play as an 8 next to Rodri, or play when Rodri gets some minutes. I just think that to be honest with you, I think this is me just sort of speaking what I'm thinking. And please, anyone in the chat or yourself tell me if I'm wrong. I just think that the way Nico G's been treated at the club so far has actually been really disrespectful. It wasn't that long ago that he's getting left out of the squad, like especially in that Al Hilal game and games towards the end of the season. I know he had a bit of a poor game against Everton, but so did most players. He's been left out of the squad towards the end of the season, and you've got Pep getting his name wrong. Like, I know that's a little bit sort of, you could say, oh, he didn't mean to, and this, that, and the other. But I just find it's really disrespectful. Like, if you were an employee, right, working at a company, and you were putting the effort in week out, and you were letting, you were doing overtime and making sure that you were meeting the needs of the business and stuff, and then the boss decided to call you Lee instead of Lou, you'd be fuming. Do you know what I mean? Though you would, wouldn't you? You'd be like,
first.
But you would, wouldn't you? You'd be like, well, firstly, at the end of the day, learn my name. And secondly, actually appreciate the stuff that I'm actually doing for you. I'm working all this overtime. When he's working, he's working well. He had some really, really good minutes last year. And when he played, I thought he was brilliant. Oh, were there areas that he could improve? Yeah, of course there was. There was areas that everyone could improve. But for a player that's only just walked through the door and gone pretty much straight into the team, I thought he did really well.
Yeah. Rumours it's more content which equates to halfway with more than some games. If it's that, fair enough. But then again, it's a bit of a weird one. I still would rather play him than not play him. But that again, I get rumours obviously made, but we'll see. Another freshman better and play. Yeah, no. And to be fair, that I do understand. When we're not sitting and saying we don't understand that, you people to come to the players, and obviously that's probably a big issue with Bishop and like Grealish. But we're 300k a week, which was crazy in itself, paying them on that kind of money at the time. But that's football, yeah. And when it happened, that's the thing, though. Like, I mean, I'm sure Martin will know this. Are there any rules to how many players you can actually buy out of contract? I imagine there isn't all there is, but I imagine like it wouldn't be ideal for the club just to keep paying off players just to end contracts. I mean, it's not kind of how it works, is it?
No, you're right, but there's also no great reason why you'd also keep the player to just sit on the bench and let them, earn 200 grand a week. There has to be like a middle ground. It's like, do I pay the player off to go and join a new club now, or do I just basically leave them rotting on the bench for a year and they're just raking in 200, 250
Yeah, right.
a week? Do you know what I mean? There has to come a point where there's some kind of like middle ground.
11 out of 14 games, really. Yeah, no, I think the thing is, right, Gundogan's good with a DM. I just don't want to see Gundogan and be honest without a DM. Like, for me, our team functions better with someone sitting in the six. Right now, it doesn't. Obviously, it could change, but for me, the current City team, obviously, it change depending on who's supposed to go over next year. For me, without DM, will not the same team. And Al kind of proved that for me. But when you haven't got that cover in front of the back four or three, whether you want to go with, it kind of exposes us a little bit on the attack. I think if you got someone there mopping up all the mistakes, Gundogan can actually push forward and do what he's actually better at doing going forward. Obviously, at the back, not always getting. But when you put someone like Gundogan next to Rodri or Gonzalez, he can push forward and do more freedom role. The problem is, though, was that I think for me, I would rather give Gundogan's minutes to someone like O'Reilly. Now, obviously, O'Reilly, it's completely, playing midfield, obviously he's very young. But I think for me personally, I like to see someone like O'Reilly get more minutes next year in the midfield and give an opportunity in the midfield. He does. Obviously, he isn't good enough, and sell him on obviously next summer if he isn't good enough. But for me, I would like to see him get given a chance in the midfield. That's just what I want to see.
I don't want it in 2025, mate. I don't want to see Gundogan anywhere near a starting 11. I don't.
Sorry, just to apparently that's against our break contracts against PSR, which I thought was it makes sense. I mean, us breaking contracts would be too easy. Just use almost a budget on getting players stuff. Big up house captain. I miss A Rats and meltdowns. Yeah, well, we're brewing, but it's.
Now you say.
I think we're not there yet because we're not. I mean, if it's Iran, then that ain't a good sign.
I'll tell you something though. If the club decide to keep Gundogan and let go of Nico G, there will be a biblical rant coming. So get ready for that one.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be.
Get ready for that one. That's gonna go off.
Okay. Okay. You have to pay up full contract for. Yeah, exactly. So you have to pay up a full year. Obviously, Stone 250k. That crazy. Yeah. So obviously, you're obviously just pay a certain fee. You got to pay off the whole contract. So obviously, how much will cover, obviously, including everything involved in the deal up to obviously the end of their deal. So yeah, exactly. It's just a lot of money to sort of pay out for one player just to get him out the door. So yeah, I understand that. Big up, Staffy Day. Big up, mate. We're doing in the FA Cup final. Look at you not even. Yeah, that was something that surprised me, mate. Being at that final myself, I was surprised that he didn't even play or start the game. Like, against Palace would have been a lot. I'm not saying he would have helped us win the game, by the way. I mean, going forward, we were terrible. But that's not saying he would have saved the team. But we've been a lot more structured in the midfield than we were in that final. If we played the game. That's what I'll say. 7-7 now, halal game. Good enough for leaving. Why not trying to be? Yeah, I know. That's kind of where I'm at as well. But again, as I said before, I don't mind Bernardo Silva play or cover play if they've got a DM next to them. They're not DMs. They can't do it. and that's fine because that's not their role. That's what I'm not undergirding for that. Like they're players that can play a certain way in a team. In fact, I think both Bernardo and Kovacic are players that can still do a job still for us next year as a rotational option. But someone like Gundogan, for me, that's the thing. I know he was good in form towards the end. That's fair enough. But I think for me, it's the fact is that he's getting older.
Last 6 games, though. It's not just about last 6 games. It's you're talking an entire season here. Like, yeah, he might have been good towards the end in the last 6 games, but he was absolutely atrocious for most of the season. So,
House captain, I swear, house captain. I do not want to. I love a Ram's next person, right? But this channel will just end up getting obliterated if he goes on a biblical run. I'll tell you, the last one was really bad. It was. No, look, on this channel, right? It doesn't matter if you agree or disagree. You have to have your say here.
yeah.
No issues with me at all.
We're not on here, shouting abuse at any of the players. At the end of the day, football's all opinionated, and just as fans, we're allowed to have. If Gundogan was to come and say, to be honest, I think your channel's atrocious. Fair play. At the end of the day, he's got the right to do that. It's his opinion. Do you know what I mean?
He's right. He's right. Fair enough.
At the end of the day, like, I'm just a fat bloke in my mid-30s that likes watching football. What do I know? Do you know what I mean? I talk about what I see. That's it. I'm not in any position to tell these players how they should be playing, but I can just say from what I see how I think it should be. At the end of the day, my opinion means nothing.
No, it's mine. No one. People who abuse people on social media, and the player, well, like anyone abusing the player's wives, by the way, family, by the way, fuck off.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Come on. It's not an opinion. It's not your. I'm sorry. Opinion is you being destructive and giving an destructive opinion. You saying whatever.
Look at the mad speech that I said on our last show, like towards the end.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, these players, they're in the public eye, but they're still human beings. Treat everybody the way that you would want to be treated yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, feminine written off. You can't do that. Because what's my name? Fucking hell. So what? The £3 million was actually a legitimate bid as far as I could go. Oh, that's mad. 3 million. Oh, that's just yeah. Do you know what? Mine. As you're in Turkey, go to that. Tell him right. Come on. He's not that crap. Like, this is the thing, right? Trafford can't happen until Ederson or leave. At the moment, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a bit. Yeah, is that saying that 47-year-old better? Nick, could people better? Yeah, true. Because, I mean, I'm sorry, right? And Burma and Cunha, man. Look, if United were not a crap team as they were, right, they'd be 2 brilliant signs for them. But when you know how crap they are, right, shit that club is, right, you think you guys are just wasting your careers there. In 2 or 3 years' time, both of you'll be out the door as done teams anyway. So all you're doing is wasting 2 or 3 years of your prime years at a crap club like United. Like, why? What are you getting out of that other than, like, you can't save them. No one is going to save that club, bro. They are washed. They are finished. Yeah, they could get better, but they're nowhere near the level they used to be ages ago. So, remember that guy in here used to think Bevo was Luke Stat. Oh, don't. Honestly, no, Bevo. I get we both wear glasses, bro, but Bevo was like 8 years older than me, mate. He's like 8 years different. It's like Big Brother more than actually his father.
Correct.
Big up Darsh, yes, big up Darsh, my friend. Ortega could be the one to go. Yeah, I could be it, mate. It could be the one to go, but again, we'll have to send that one when he gets back. Big summer as well, man. I'll be doing good. Here's Luke's dad, Lois. For God's sake, he's in Wales. They can't have that fun. That's a long commute for a Leeds game. Yeah, no way. Too much bloody fuel that. Pulpy in mud, Gibbs-White, not Alan wants to be moon, but the thing is, mate. I think at the end of the day, right? We just kind of like hope, don't we? We hear things and that's it. It's not in the day, right? Everything that's been said by anyone that hear anything, right, is a pinch of salt. Like, Bevo's told stuff to some people, I'm told stuff to some people. Again, anything, it could be bullshit for all I know. And that's why what I kind of do is think, you know what, good to hear about it, but I'm not going to, but most times I think, see what happens. That's just me, I hear news. It's a bit from Martin, a bit from Tony in the past, obviously. But to me, I'm like, cool, it's good to hear, but I'll wait until I obviously see news, actually clarifying that kind of rumours, obviously, in the media. Well, media's actually good, not the waffle media anyway. Told me, lol, for God's sake. Sign a striker, I think a German player from that. As far as I'm aware, I don't know who they are, though, mate. Well, I could do that Chivery, but that ain't gonna happen. You're gonna play championship for? Oh Christ, no, thank you. Oh God, yeah. Steve, there he is. About half an hour. There it is. Beverly Darth Vader and Lucas. Oh, for God's sake! It's just. Go back to that now, are we? Jack McAtee. We'll take it. Emma Gundogan, which you didn't know where. All right, so Gundogan the Kanji for another year. Well, that's gonna be fun to work them. Look, for me personally, right. Whoever goes, whoever stays. That's kind of how it is. I think what I just don't want. I mean, I'm gonna say it now. If we end up losing to Wolves, right, I'm going off Twitter, bro. I think, mate, at the moment with how the fan base has been. Oh, look. Hello. Good to see you, mate. Watch from Turkey.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hello.
All right, mate.
Yeah, me and Bevo were already talking now while you were waffling on about Southampton.
Yeah, your mind more likely.
I'm just sat here, midnight.
Going?
Well, it's midnight and it's 33 degrees.
Oh,
It's pretty
yeah.
warm.
Hey, you're going to come back looking like Erling Haaland with those luscious locks, mate. Hey, you're looking tan.
Tan, that's good.
Hey, Martin's looking healthy.
Tanned and everything. Yeah, I'll stream with you. To the stream.
Oh, lovely.
Nice ice cream cones there on top of the.
Yeah, there's one of the 7 pools.
Hey, nice that.
Way 7 pools. What the hell?
Yeah,
nice that.
Hey, it's YouTube. It pays well.
Yeah, it does. It very much does. Oh. Yeah, I don't know, Mark. What it is, I mean, it's been quiet, but it's. I think after last season, mate, I think if we end up losing any kind of game next year, mate, I just think it's going to get into World War 3 or 4 again. I think
Mate, you're never going to change that now. I realised that 3.5 weeks ago when I came off X. Well, not off it, but I stopped engaging on it. I'm still on it for sharing shows, but that's it. It's never going to change, mate, because some in the fan base have become so irrational. Yep. No matter what we do, who we buy, who we sell, there is always going to be somebody who is going to moan. Because, 10% of the people make 90% of the noise. That's what I realised.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. You're just not going to change it. So I tried fighting it all last season. I was banging my head against a brick wall. What's the point? Move on.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Gundo doesn't leave. He doesn't leave. Should he leave? Yeah. But we need a buyer. It doesn't help that we're slagging all our players off as we're trying to sell them. We need to do the opposite and tell them they're amazing. Then someone might come and buy them because we're telling everyone that that's shit. No one's buying them. The shit, don't buy them. I'd say we've been no good at car boots, us lot. You don't want to buy that, don't work. We've been no good. Honestly. We're not very good negotiators here, I'm telling you. But no, it's like the trouble is, yeah, you can sell Edison, but are you really going to sell him for £3 million?
No.
Really? Really?
No way. No.
The only way that would
taking the piss.
the only way that would make any logical sense is if you wanted to cut his wages off the books, because bringing in someone like a Trafford, he's not going to be on anywhere close to Edison's salary. So you are going to naturally reduce the wage bill by doing that. Same when you get rid of Jack. You know, if you get rid of Jack and you bring in, you know, I'm just going to throw a name out there, like Morgan Gibbs-White. You're not going to get Morgan Gibbs-White on 300 grand a week. So again, you're naturally going to reduce the wage.
No, but you're not really, because don't forget you're going to give Rodri, Diaz, Rico, Foden all new bumps in contracts. So that money will just
Rodri one's, I believe, already sorted. I believe
it's verbally agreed, but he's going up to
isn't it?
Yeah, 275. Foden's going to go up to just short of 300. Diaz is getting a new one. Gavardio's getting a new one.
Oh,
and this is the thing.
There'll be some Diaz fans out there that won't like that.
Yeah, they won't like that. But this is my thing. It's like, you know, I got some information on Kushnoff, and I get it. Kushnoff's a really exciting player, but he's a 10-year. So the way people are talking about Kushnoff is they're building a statue already outside the ground about him.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like the guy came to England 6 months earlier than what he was planned to do. He doesn't speak a word of the Queen's. He didn't come over with his fiancée, if you remember, because he went back to get married. Came here on his own. The club sorted him out a studio apartment in Deansgate, which that's where the club have, you know, their apartments.
Yeah.
Sorted him one of them out. He even struggled driving. Never mind, people think you can just come into a brand new country at the age of 19, 20 and just become the next Maldini. He's going to play. Just let the guy develop. Same with Victor Hayes. And the reason is people go, well, Kushnoff's ready, he's pace. Great, he's got pace. It's what you do when you get to the ball. And it's about relax. It's like the Nico G. I agree. Nico G was done dirty in the Club World Cup. I agree. In the Premier League, I thought he got a fair amount of minutes. You know, he played, was it 900 minutes? Whatever it was.
He did start quite a lot of games, because I had this debate with LB, because I said, you look at the minutes that he's played, he actually started up until the last sort of 6-7 games. He actually started most games and played like 70, 80, some 90 minutes. But
yeah, he played nearly every game. But the way people talk about him, never won a shirt.
Yeah, when he played after the Everton game, he was just dropped then. But I thought like it was a little bit unfair, because, you know, again, he'd only just been in the club for a few months, you know, if that as well.
Yeah.
My problem is when you've got, and Pep does have his favourites. You know, he doesn't even hide that. But I just feel that, like, whilst you've still got like a Gundogan around the club, I'm not too bothered about Bernardo Silva. I when Bernardo plays, like, he's all right. You know, you kind of know what you're getting with Bernardo. You're getting a workhorse. He's not someone that's going to offer much going forward. He's not going to contribute massively with goals and assists, but you're going to get work rate out of him. So I don't, as a squad player, like, I'm more than happy having him in and around the team. You know, obviously he's captain.
Big Nico Bebo, what Steve Black has said is actually true. That's what I was told. He settled. His partner hasn't. His partner can't stand Manchester. She can't stand England at the minute.
Yeah, but look at Gundogan. His missus fucking hated the food in Manchester, but they stuck around for about is.
I mean, it's just, listen, it's about settling in. It's about relaxing. Someone makes a great point in the comments. Arsenal sent Saliba out for 2 years. They weren't like, oh, he's going to be the next big thing. Just let these players develop. They're 10-year players. 10-year players. They're not. I get people want them now, but the trouble is the way some, and I would use the word some, in our fan base are behaving. It will only take 1 or 2 bad games for Kushner for the fans to turn on him.
Thing is, though, Martin, these aren't fans. These are what I would call leeches. They're
I'm trying to be nice, Pebble.
No, mate, I'll say it as it is.
You're right.
They're leeches. They're a rash to the club. At the end of the day, you cannot go around and abusing players, and not even players. I'm sorry. The stuff that I've read over the last week is absolutely horrendous. The amount of abuse that Bernardo's wife's been getting. Are you seriously telling me that these players, that these people, well, I can't even call them people, these leeches, these absolute rashes to society, support the club and the players? They don't support the club.
Put him full screen. He's on a rant.
At the end of the day, these people, they don't support the club. I don't care who you are. Like, you don't go around abusing players and their wives, all because they've had a few bad minutes on the football pitch. Do you know what I mean? Like, these people are human. You know, you wouldn't like it if people started going around and abusing you. So why do you think that it's necessary to do the same to them? It's just ridiculous. These people are just absolute scum of the earth. Scum of the earth. The way that they're going around abusing these players and their wives. Nah. These aren't fans. Not at all.
Yeah, well said. Well said. And now I'm over here now.
It's the same because I said this. It's like Gundo. Yeah, has Gundo had a good year? No, he hasn't. But here's the thing. He was. You list what Gundo's done for this football team. It's unreal. He doesn't deserve to be chucked out the door the way people are wanting him to do. There's a way of selling. We used to be, and it's not even about sentiment, it's about having respect. And we haven't got that anymore. It's become too much of it's gone too much the other way now for me. Yes, probably we were a bit too sentimental now and again, but I think it's gone too much the other way where we've become really cutthroat. As in, like, I don't care whether you won the. I mean, I know people who are like, the treble was 2 years ago, stop talking about it. Jesus, they won't be any good as Liverpool fans. Liverpool's still going about their bloody history from 45 years ago. Never mind 2 years ago. You know, but we've got to forget about what we did and what Pep's done and just chuck everything away. You know, sack the tea ladies. Even Viana's getting shit now. Why? It's been here, 5 weeks?
Crazy.
You can't make people make bids for players.
People like
you can't do it. And by the way, did anyone watch KDB for Napoli?
Yep.
I'm not being funny here, but come on. The club aren't stupid. They know what they're doing.
It was right for him to go. Like, he's honestly now probably a better league for obviously his legs, and I think for me, like, I'll miss him, but it was right. It was the right time for him to go. I'd rather him go up now and get hated on. I would hate to see one of our best ever players get hated like that and thrown out the club the way that some players have. It'd be awful. He's left with a bit of positivity and a little bit, everyone respecting him and loving him still. Because I would hate to see that happen.
But Pep Guardiola's not going to get a statue at this rate. He's going to get hounded out of the club.
It's crazy. Yeah. But the thing is, it's like, it just feels like to me at the moment, like, it's good to have standards, of course it is. But the thing is, it's getting to the point now where it's like, if you're not perfect, you're terrible. It's not how it works, mate. Football isn't as simple as that. You have to actually, if you win stuff, great. But winning is like, it's part of football, but it's not the reason why we support teams.
It wasn't for me. It wasn't for me or Bevo.
Success breeds dickheads. It's as simple as that.
Me and Bevo didn't start supporting City because there was trophies. We were like looking for a fucking bit of money. Never mind trophies.
Hey, we were lucky to win a game back then.
We were lucky to win the half-time raffle. Never mind win a football match. And I'm not saying, by the way, I'm not saying I want to. That's the other thing. Oh, you want to go back there? No, I don't want to go back there. I really don't want to go back to York away and Lincoln away. Thanks very much. I don't. But the one thing we did, we had fun when we were doing it. Football stopped being fun and become dead serious now. It's like the Club World Cup. We've got to win it because of the money. I'm not getting the money. Why do I give a jack to City if we're getting money? It's not coming in my bank account.
I wish it was. Be nice.
We've become Arsenal. It's all about the money. Right,
Become Arsenal, become United. Basically, the fan base is slowly in. Because honestly, Martin, I said it to Bevan before, right? It's going to get to the point where you've got. You remember when Wenger were at Arsenal and how bad that fan base went to civil war over a manager, right? And this is the thing, right? It shouldn't get to this point at all with Pep at all. But the thing is that what will happen is because some people just can't handle not winning everything, can't handle things that are not going their way. It'll get to the point where you'll start seeing, but not probably not say on a bigger scale, but you'll start seeing it appear a lot more on Twitter.
Well, the thing is, did you see the point that I'm trying to make, like from before? You know, I was talking about. I used the example about Bernardo's wife getting hate. But did you see the message that Erling Haaland had on his birthday?
Fuck yeah, mate.
This is on the guy's birthday, and he's getting told to top himself. Like, what is happening? What is literally? I'm sorry. What is going on in the world where people feel the need to send something like that over a game of fucking football? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy.
I don't know if it's a generational thing or
yeah, it is. It's a generational thing. I'm going to sound really old here, and I'm sorry. I went on a trip while I was out here. My God, went on a boat trip. The kids on the boat trip are out of control. It's like being on a zoo, and the parents didn't give a damn. It is. It's a generational thing right now.
Yeah.
Generation, society is a mess. Society is a complete and utter mess. I think I don't normally read tabloids or headlines, but it's true. So, the country's going downhill, the world's going downhill very fast, and it's quite scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is, and
it's quite scary now. People think they can say whatever they want to somebody now, and there's no repercussions.
Whatever they want, but have absolutely no repercussions. At the end of the day, Erling Haaland, right, is somebody's father, he's somebody's partner, he's somebody's son, he's somebody's brother, he's somebody's uncle. At the end of the day, this guy doesn't, just because he's in the public eye and he's missed a few shots on target, shouldn't be getting the levels of abuse that he's getting. And the thing is, that he's just put out there will only be one of many. That won't be the only one that he's had that day. On his birthday, bearing in mind. Imagine waking up on your birthday and opening Twitter or opening Instagram and seeing somebody saying, oh, go and do this to yourself and go and do that. And like, what's the world coming to? They kick a football round a pitch for 90 minutes. It's not that deep. It's really, really not that deep.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
and because a lot of growing up now, right? I've given these iPads, stuff like that, and technology and social media from a very young age. Well, look, obviously me, it was still pretty young at the time, but obviously I didn't get on Twitter until I was 14, which is still young still in itself at the time.
Christ, I was You try getting a phone with internet when back in our day. Christ, I was on dial-up until I was about 16. If anyone don't know what dial-up is, then that's
yeah.
my age.
Well, the thing is, right? Like, I think it depends on how you're brought up, obviously, as well. Like, I was brought up by obviously. Well, Bevan knows obviously anyway. Like, obviously, I brought up it's just my mum most. My dad obviously working from London, went back. Obviously, being born disabled as well. It wasn't easy straight away. Kind of on the back foot already. Obviously, financially and all other stuff, but. That isn't how you start. It's how you go from there and how you are as a person. And it's like society now. A lot of people just don't just respect everyone else. Like I was taught from a young age to give respect to people, obviously who like they deserve it anyway. Obviously, who deserve it. Obviously, not to any old person. Anyone could be twat anyway. But it's just being respectful of other people. And when you start, and when you get now where people just don't at all because behind the screen. That's when you get down to the point where people just start saying whatever they want to send, right? And you use VPNs or that, or scrambling with them, trying to hide where they are. It's a sad world we live in. I know it's quite a deep conversation, but it's reflective of where we are at the moment, obviously. And
do you know the worrying thing is, though, that the worrying thing is that there's people out there that aren't hiding their identities. They're not hiding their faces. They're not hiding anything, and they're still saying the things that they're saying. Now, you could go, oh, internet troll if it's somebody that's got some random made up account with no picture and stuff. These people are actually putting their face to a profile and then writing this stuff. Like that shows me that they think that they're getting no repercussions in society for saying these levels of things. I'm all for constructive criticism. I'm all for saying, coming on here and saying, after a game, just take the Wolves game, for example, first game of the season. Say we draw 0-0 and Erling Haaland misses 3 shots on target. I would have absolutely no problem in coming on here and saying, "Oh, he was a bit crap today, wasn't he? I'm sorry, this has got to improve. He's a number 9. He needs to start finishing his chances in front of goal. Blah blah blah." I would never ever dream in a million years, and would never expect anyone that I know to dream in a million years of sending the levels of hate that these players are receiving just because they've missed a shot on target. It is honestly, it's baffling. It is baffling.
Yeah. And because, like, the thing is, regarding space, obviously, now and again, obviously, I go into my place and read them every now and again, or I didn't sort of listen to them. But I tell you, right, what I'm hearing on space now, like, before it used to be a really nice place to sort of just chat to people and give your opinion. It was quite respectful in a way. But now you're getting people to go on there now and just whatever and just be horrible now. It doesn't matter whose space it is. People just going in there without a care in the world and just being horrible. And like, what happened to just having a debate competition about getting personal? Like, wasn't the whole point of us doing YouTube be us together as a community talking about the club we love, good or bad, whatever it may be, but respect.
This is what I mean about a societal sort of generational thing as well, because we as City fans, we've had some songs in the past that talks about Ten Hag being a clown and this, that, and the other. But when you look at last season, right, and you look at Phil Foden, and he was obviously going through some stuff. Don't know what stuff. I've got an idea of what the stuff is, but it would all be alleged. So at the end of the day, he walks into Old Trafford and he's got 40, 50,000 people saying his mum's this and his mum's that. Like, I'm sorry, I'm all for having a bit of banter, calling someone a clown or whatever, but when you start bringing people's personal lives into it and families into it, that's where, for me, that is just like that is so far by crossing the line. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is what it is. Listen, everybody crosses boundaries sometimes, and again, even I've done it at football games where I've gone, "Ooh, shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have said that." I used to know about Beckham back in the day. We all know the chant. And you know about Victoria Beckham, etc. And you get it, and you think, shouldn't have said that. Bit of banter in the thing, but it's like the reason I left Twitter is we did a debate 3 weeks ago, and people were going back to Romeo Lavia days. I'm like, what are we doing here? We've won like how many leagues and doubles and trebles since that? Well, why wasn't you moaning about Romeo Lavia 3 years ago? Oh, we were winning then. That was why you weren't moaning. And that's the thing. When you're winning, you don't moan.
Yep.
When this just may be, and this is something, and I'll get called wrong for this, no standards, etc. This might be just our 2 or 3 years where we have to level off, finish second, third, and then we come back again. Liverpool had to do it. Arsenal had to do it. Listen, do you think Liverpool have spent all this money to come second? You think Arsenal are buying Gyökeres and Zubimendi to finish second? No. Everyone wants to finish first, but there is only one first. Yes, we want to do it, and that's why I say, as long as we're challenging, I'm all right. I'm all right, as long as we're challenging. Because I know we can't win it every year. I know that. And yeah, would I want to? Of course I do. Of course I want to win it every year and have a laugh and a dance. Nothing to give me more satisfaction than taking the piss out of Liverpool fans, spending 300 million and failing. I'd love it. But you know what I mean? Liverpool finished 5th under Klopp. 5th. They didn't have a meltdown like this. So why are we doing it? And I'm sorry, Liverpool are a bigger football club than us.
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry, I'm going to say as it is. They are.
Yep.
Historically, they're a bigger football club than us. And their fan base didn't are like this. And I've been on so many rival shows recently because it's safer to go on rival shows than it is to go on some city shows at the minute, sadly. But seriously,
I'm not having that, Martin. I'm not having that take.
No, it actually is. Apart from 1 or 2, yourselves, LB at the minute, who's, me and LB on our own, quite good, and others. But there's some shows I'm like, what are we doing here? It's the same argument over and over.
I've not seen the LB panel shows are good.
No comment. Anyway,
turn the pot.
But even the Liverpool fan, the Arsenal fan said to me, out of all the fan bases in the world, yours is the one fan base that can't moan after everything you've done. You can't moan. We can moan. You can. I'm like, you're kind of right.
Like Martin, the thing is, right, there'll come a point where we're in a title race at the end of this season, and we could lose it rather than win it, like we always do. And when that happens, right, we'll understand how Liverpool fans felt to be down 2 or 3 times in a title race. So it's kind of like in football, you win some and you lose some. You can't win every single possible. It'd be great if you could, but unfortunately, that's not how football works. It's kind of like at some point, everyone gets, because everyone kind of ggets in the end, right? You kind of feel how it is to lose when it's have to win. Like, for example, the FA Cup final, the last 3 cups in a row, we won 1, lost 2. That happens because no game is guaranteed.
Yeah, it is what it is. Listen, for me, I think we'll challenge. I think, someone said it a long time ago, and I can't remember if it was Bevo or somebody else. We opened our presents on the 20th of December. Everyone else has opened their presents on the 25th. We can't. Yeah. We went and did our business early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said at the time this was coming, I knew it had come. I said, because we've done our business so early, everyone will moan come near the end of the window. They'll all moan because we're not doing out. And if we can get players out, we will do a little bit. We are still looking at a right back. They were never going to get Livramento because they didn't want to pay the money Newcastle would have to take.
No. That's fair enough.
A world record bid. World record for a fullback. That's what it would have took. And there was no guarantees that we're even accepting that one. We can kick, scream, bitch and moan. There's nothing we can do.
I actually said to Luke the other day off there on a phone call, I actually said to him, I kind of rate how Newcastle have done their business this year. You know, they've brought in Anthony Elanga on top of the players that they've already got. But on top of that, they've managed to, you know, push off bids for Isak from Liverpool and probably other clubs as well. Like, let's be real. There's probably been other major clubs that have been putting bids in for him, whether it be Arsenal or, you know, even Real Madrid or potentially even Barcelona or PSG, whatever. You know, they've managed to hold on to Isak and also managed to hold on to, you know, the likes of Anthony Gordon and
well, they have for now. They have for now.
Well, yeah, they have for now. But I kind of rate it like they're very stubborn, but they've managed to hold on to their players by doing that. So, you know, fair play to them.
I'd say I'm the opposite. As you know, I speak with Baz and Ian over at the Through Black and White Eyes. There's a lot of unrest at Newcastle at the minute. A lot.
Really?
But yeah, basically, Isak's ready to walk out that door very quickly. He wants the big contract now, and they can't give it him.
But fair enough. He is a big player for them, but it's kind of
He told
like,
you the warning signs when Eddie Howe did that the other day when he said, well, I kind of sent him home because he was injured. Then he was injured. They did a scan. Oh, there's nothing wrong with him all of a sudden. Oh, right, hang on a minute. We're going to come up with other. He's had his head turned. He got his head turned. The trouble is with Newcastle, great club, and I get the fan base are trying to do it in, you know, screw PSR. The problem is they don't want to sell anyone. And when you don't want to sell anyone, you can't make big money.
The problem is, though, now, Martin, right? You look at the top clubs in Europe. Barcelona ain't got the money to pay for him. Real Madrid don't really need him. Arsenal have now got Gyökeres. Liverpool have now got what's his face, Ekitike. So realistically, what major club is going to be in demand of a striker? There isn't one really, other than what United. United can't afford his salary, and I wouldn't even call them a major club anymore. I'll be honest.
The problem is United is still a major club financially. That's the problem. They have
They're not though. When they're getting rid of 200 staff because they can't afford.
No, they're not. They're not. But they've still got that name. They've still got that brand. Players do still want to go to them. I get the crap. They've still got that. It's like Barcelona, isn't it? When Barcelona were poor, players still wanted to go to Barcelona when they were poor.
Yeah. But
they start pulling
now for a very, very, very long time. Very long time. Again, we were talking about generational thing before. That's going to be the same with United if they carry on the way that they're going. They're going to end up like a Nottingham Forest, you know, a has-been club. You know, they won this back in the day. Right, yeah, back in the day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that wouldn't stop.
Yeah, it's funny with United because, see, I'll always see United as a big club, and I understand why you know they still pull 70,000 in the building. I walk around there, trust me, everyone's wearing United shirts still, even though when they're crap. Yeah. And I'm like, why? Even in my own head, I'm like, why? Why are you doing it? There's not many City shirts around here. I'll tell you that now.
No.
Is it not?
Nope. There's not many people wearing City shirts at all.
Yeah.
Mind you, we've we've never really had a Turkish player. I know you could probably argue and say that Gundogan's Turkish, but like internationally, he's not really. So in Turkey, I mean, I get that it's summer holidays and stuff, but I mean, anywhere that you go, like in Turkey and places like that, you're going to have Real Madrid shirts, you're going to have Barcelona shirts, you're going to have Liverpool shirts because they've just won the league, you're going to have probably United shirts. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's basically it.
Yeah, everything over there is Real Madrid, Barcelona, United, Liverpool.
Yeah.
It's the same old clubs. That's the thing. There's still, because the crap. I know where Newcastle needs to show. When Newcastle they've got no global pull, so to speak.
No. I bet
they haven't got
Ardagula shirts out there.
They've got loads of Yamal shirts.
Have they?
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Loads of Yamal shirts.
Yeah, I saw one in Greece and one went last summer as well. It was Yamal and I think it was Yamal and Mbappe. Haaland was one of them, and also it was
Mbappe and Yamal are the two out there at the minute.
Yeah,
everything's Real Madrid, Mbappe, Barcelona, Yamal. Everywhere, every bazaar, every shop you go in.
it's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It really is. But listen, I think we'll be fine. I get it. People got to realise you can blame Biana, you can blame Pep, you can blame the milkman down the road. For me, if people don't bid, you can't sell. They're not out of contract.
No.
If people were making bids and we were turning them down left, right, and centre, then I'd get the annoyance. Problem is, no one's bidding.
No.
Unless you're willing to sell everything for peanuts, pennies on the pound, then you're not selling it.
The other side of it as well, Martin, is being at Man City is like a lifetime dream for a lot of players. And even if they're sitting on the bench, they'll still be happy to sit on the bench. Look at Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips in that treble season, we brought him in. He did nothing. But the guy didn't want to leave. The guy was happy to sit on the bench and not play a single minute because he's at City. Now, if these players aren't going to be forcing their way out of the club, and there's nothing we can do, these players they're not going to be going to their agents, look for a club for me. They'll be saying, no, I'm not going nowhere. I'll sit on the bench for a year if I have to. But
yeah, the funny thing is with Gundo is I know there's still that option there for the coaching badges and role.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe that's one reason. I get the worry. People are worried if Gundo, Kovacic and all them stay there, going to play all the time. Pep's already said he will play on form and he'll play, we'll see against Wolves. Because listen, Reinders just come in, he's played Reinders.
Yeah.
Every game nearly. I think Kushinov and Hayes hopefully will start playing. I don't think they're going to play as much as people think they're going to play. Because again, I was listening to, the MEN podcast. What's it called? Talking City Talking? The MEN podcast.
With, has it got David Mooney on it?
Sometimes, not all the time. It's guy with the glasses.
I know what you mean.
And like he said, if you got to remember, there's potentially 3 centre backs going out next summer.
Shout out to that David Mooney, by the way. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. People have got to realise Kushinov and Hayes will get their time. Echeverri will get his time. Maybe is he better for them to go on loan and get games? Maybe it is for a year. And they come back. You got to remember. People got to remember this. Kushinov was bought 6 months early. He wasn't meant to be there yet. He was bought 6 months early because we had an injury crisis.
I also think that Kusanov's more game ready than Hayes is. I think Hayes is still, developing. I think Kusanov's a little bit more ready.
It's a weird one because I think they're both ready in different ways. I think Victor Hayes is more ready on the ball. and tactical aware. I think Kushinov is ready more aggressive and pacey ready. You know what I mean?
I
think
like that in a defender. It's just old school defending. I love it.
He's a bit more old school, where Victays is a bit more pep style, modern day defender, if you get what I mean. The best way to put it is, Kushinov reminds me of a Diaz, and Victays reminds me of a John Stones.
I'm just agree.
If you get what I mean. Diaz is more the rugged defender compared to Stones, who's more the ball playing, silky with the ball.
I actually compared him to an Otamendi. I think he's very much like an Otamendi because Otamendi had a little bit more pace than Diaz as well from memory.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Otamendi wasn't the biggest fan with Son by the end.
No, he was just a hard nut, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, Zabaleta was. Zabaleta was just an hard nut. Zabaleta didn't know how to spray balls around. Zabaleta just hit the man the ball and everything else, didn't he? And yeah. So
I like that old school type of player though. Like my second favourite City player is Nigel de Jong by far. Just I like the aggressiveness in football.
Yeah, I think you need it. I think in the game, right? It's good. It's good to have that kind of aggression. It's not like how it's in control though. That's where it matters. Like you can't have someone just getting cards all the time because, like we all know, like having that kind of like rogue element in God, it's just good to have that. You know, as a bit of aggression in certain big games. You need a bit of composure as well. So I think Husanov it's about composure. I think with that in the game as well as the aggression, that'd be great. Peter Hayes is more about the aggression and more about tackling. But again, both very young. And again, like the fact I was just said, I'm willing to give them a lot of time because they're both young players. And I think they've got a lot of potential to be great for us. But
they'll learn it age.
Exactly. But we got to start relaxing. Well, not obviously, but the ones who are overreacting need to realize that things just happen straight away. You got to let things grow. Again, like I said, if a year or two without a title, okay, it's not ideal, but it means that in the long run, we got players that coming through that are going to get better and better, have at least another era of big trophies to come. But I would take 2 or 3 years out of winning trophies, just so we start because this new era won't just happen overnight. It will take time. Which
I think we've got to have standards, but we've got to have real standards and real expectations. We can't keep going into a season expecting a treble as your standards.
No,
that treble season is really.
I actually said Martin. I said Martin, and I'm pretty sure I was on. It was. I think it might have even been your show.
I know what you're going to say, and we all said it.
I think one of the worst things that happened to us was winning the treble. Not because I'm not grateful for winning the treble because it's amazing. But that's where this unnecessary set of expectations come from, where we won the treble, then we won 4 in a row, and off the back of winning 4 in a row, we were only 4 games off winning back-to-back trebles.
Yeah. We were in an FA Cup final, we're in a semi-final of the Champions League, and you're like, frig's sake, you're a penalty shootout. It's how mad we were. And then people talk about, like you said, you're 3-4 games away from back-to-back trebles. People got to realise 2 trebles have been done in 27 years.
Yeah, and we need back-to-back.
People got to realise, I said this, when we beat Real Madrid 4-0 and we were beating Bayern Munich and we were going undefeated in Europe, that was amazing. But the players went above and beyond. That season, every player went above and beyond. That was not the norm. Every player upped their game, and instead of giving 100%, they all gave 200%.
Well, that wasn't the norm. In that treble season, though, for the first part of it, we weren't great. Like we went through a patch in that treble season where we were diabolical, but we just turned it round.
Well,
Yeah.
People also forget as well, right? In 2021, it could be the quad that year. We won the League Cup, won the Premier League, FA Cup semi-final at Chelsea. Like Chelsea and Tuchel had a number towards the end of the season. If we beat Chelsea in the semi, who had last in the final, probably would have won that. It could have been 4. I'm not saying it would happen, but close on a number of occasions of winning a treble, even quad at times. That's how insane. When we look back on it, that's how insane we were. For those 6 or so years of consistency, I've never seen how like those levels.
Yeah, the problem is, just to add on to that, because you're totally right. How many teams in Premier League history have done 4 in a row? 1, City.
1.
How many teams in Premier League history have done domestic quad? 1, City. How many teams in Premier League history have done a Centurion season, 100 points? 1, City. The problem is, all of these things that we have done over the last 10 years is now an expectation of doing the same stuff again and again and again and again. And that's just not going to happen. There will come a time where we have a drop-off in a season. This season has been last season was the drop-off. It's that when they say, don't they? It's one thing, winning and winning and winning and winning. But the real challenge is when you get knocked down, picking yourself back up again and going again. That's where the real challenge is faced. We've done it before, and I'm pretty sure that we can do it again.
Well, people laugh at this, but let's put it this way. Pep made a comment. When we were 1-14, which was very, 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 very poor, 100% I agree. 1-14. Pep said, give me my players back and I'll show you what we did. Was we great at the end? No. But we did exactly what we did last season. We went 10 unbeaten. 10 games unbeaten. And we were, 2 points off second in the end, 3 points off second? Now, I'm not saying it's an achievement.
It's not 18 games in a row, Martin. It's not 20 games in a row.
No, but exactly. But again, that's not the norm, Bevo. That's not the norm.
I know it. But we've made it the norm. This is the problem. We've made it the norm.
Mm.
If we win 20 games in a row, there'll be some dickhead out on X going, well, why didn't we win 21? Like, it's inevitable.
That's the problem, Bevo. The records we broke are so abnormal that we made them normal. They become the expectation. So when you go to, because I'm with you, and I know because everyone says it was a poor season, I didn't think we were going to go 10 unbeaten in a row last season at any stage.
We did.
No, I didn't think we were going to go 3 unbeaten.
We went 10 unbeaten and finished third. When everyone was saying we weren't going to qualify for the Champions League, we were dead, we were buried, we were finished. We finished third, got to an FA Cup final. Yes, we was poor. We should have won it really on the chances we had. But Palace just took the chances on the day we didn't. But the end of the fact is, even that Southampton game, we should have beat them 5-0. The amount of chances we frigging well had. Southampton stuck 10 men on the bloody line and wouldn't move. I thought Southampton were going to do a pitch invasion at the end, the way they were celebrating it. Jesus. And Luke knows what I mean. He was in the stadium. I'm not kidding you. I thought they were going to do it. No, I'm being serious. I genuinely thought they were going to do it. They were celebrating 0-0 draw. Me and Nick Jackson, who's in the comments, asked him, we were waiting for the Premier League trophy to come out on the pitch the way they were celebrating. I thought the Premier League was coming out.
Just on that as well, I just want to add something. It's quite a funny day, but also a sad day for a certain set of fans, because it's come out today that potentially the NHS are going to be looking at anyone who's been diagnosed with depression. They're going to be giving them access to watching football matches. Now, if you're a United fan, that's just going to push you deeper in the hole. So it's a sad day for United fans. But I mean, I swear to God, if any City fan goes to the doctors and says, "Look, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather," you know, blah 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 blah. Do not issue us with highlights of the 24-25 season, please.
No, or the Wigan Cup final. No, not that one again. I'm fine.
Give me the Real Madrid home game. Like I'll live off that.
Yeah, not bloody Wigan, but also lost bloody 1-0 to Ben Watson in the end. I mean, that's one that game was, mate. If that happened now, mate, oh my god, it would be a war zone.
We're talking, you know, obviously I'm making a joke about it, but you know, if anyone is out there that's, you know, is suffering with depression, you know.
I mean, I'll tell you this now, and I will say, because I want to jump in a minute. I'm going back down to the bar. I'll cocktails. I'll say this quite bluntly, is yes, for me, and I've been thinking about this while I've been away, Manchester City have been so far ahead of the rest of everybody else, so far ahead. We've just come back to the pack. Give it a year or two, we'll be fine again, and we go again.
Yeah.
And we'll leave the pack behind again, whether it's with Pep or with a new manager or whatever. We will be back.
100%.
No doubt about this, because our owners are the best. Our everything top to bottom is the best at Manchester City. I'm telling you now, you sat Pep, 19 other teams taken. You sell Foden, 19 other teams want to buy him. You sell Haaland, 40 teams want him. The reason we're not buying Etiteki or Bill and Ben the flower pot men like everybody else is, we've already got these players. We've got Haaland. Yeah. We don't need a striker. We've got Cherky. We don't need a 10. We've got all these players. We don't need them. We'll buy them when we're ready.
We do need a right back.
I'd love a right back, but you know what? Here's a question. How many teams or fan bases get the perfect transfer window constantly? We are one player away from the perfect window.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
If we will get a right back, we just might. The trouble is, I would rather, LB said this, I'd rather wait for the correct right back than buy poor, than buy cheap and buy twice. I don't want to do with this what we did in January. Let's go and get Douglas Luiz. Like it could be the case. We don't know. Like if we panicked and got get the right person that is there for 10 years. Don't panic buy a right back because you need a right back. Because for me, you may not like this, but I think Nunes and Rico Lewis and the Kanja can do the job, and Kushinov, between the four of them, can do a job for 12 months. Even 6 months. It might be we have to wait to January. We will get the right back. We'll get the right one.
Right.
I don't want to panic with the right back. I really don't.
Well, Martin, look at it. Like, look at Wesley, right? You remember when that came out and everyone was saying, "Oh, he's going to be brilliant for it." Either way, and now he's going Roma, apparently. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's the desperation of getting one in. Like the other day, right? I would rather just say, you know what, just put a plaster of an axe wound there for another 6 months, and then let's see what happens to the market in half a year. I know people want right back right now, but unless you're going to get another Mento, then sure, but that happened. So it is what it is.
Just relax, enjoy. I'm off to the bar.
Have fun. See you soon.
Take my phone down to the bar. Enjoy, smash the likes, hit the subscribe. Bye.
See you later,
bye.
Mate.
Take it, mate. Good one, mate. Big up, Martin.
Go and enjoy those pina coladas, mate.
Absolutely. And look, if you don't sub to Martin, either under a rock, go over there and sub to him. On the road to 10K this season. Absolutely deserves it. Great channel. Great bunch of lads here. Ozzy, Rich, Pat,
Alan,
and as well. Everyone's favourite City fan on the show. Big up Alf, big up for the raid, mate. I've just seen the results of Spain won 1-0 extra time, so I've just seen that they've won 1-0. So, yay! England versus Spain, another final. Yay! Another final to watch England lose 1-0 again. Yay! Can't watch a random crap Spain goal, and then that's it, 1-0. So, yeah, it'll be fun on Sunday. Mate, Jed's right. This is what I mean, mate. Like, the thing is, right, we all are right back, we all do. But the problem is, right, at the moment, in the current market, as you're getting Hakimi, Oliver Mento, at the moment, is pretty dead. The people will say, oh, there's players you can get like Martin Fernandez. Well, Martin Fernandez is a risk player anyway, because again, it's a player that obviously is just new to obviously playing European football. So again, you're asking a lot already of someone who hasn't even played much in them yet. But Bevo, I'll ask you, Bevo, right? I'll ask you, right?
Yeah.
Would you trust an inexperienced young right back right now, just so we got a right back in a place, or would you say, you know what, it's not ideal, but just put an afternoon for 6 months and see what happens again in 6 months? I mean, I know, I'm not sure where you are of it, but I feel like we can't rush this.
No. For me, what does Jed Spence offer that Nunes, Akanji, Rico Lewis, and Kusanov currently don't? I think, but I don't think there's anything there that he offers which is any different to any of those options. Defensively, is he better than Nunes? Yeah, probably. Is he defensively better than Husanov? Don't think so. Is he better at going forward than Nunes? No. Is he better at going forward than Husanov? Maybe. I think if you're going to go and get a right back, you want to go and get a right back that you're going to start. No, you missed that, Coach. I've already had one of them.
Yeah. What start the stream or the first half an hour of the stream? It's there. It's not
probably about
players.
35, 40 minutes in, I reckon.
Yeah. It was actually, it wasn't about City, it was actually about the fan base, which was a good.
Yeah.
But
Right.
But Nick, you're right. Jed Spence to me, right? If we get the thing is to me, right? It's desperation of getting Spence. Desperation, because the thing is, right? Knowing Levy, mate, he would charge a lot more money just to get an English right back because they know we need a quota anyway, and they need a right back. It doesn't matter how crap he is, mate. He's a right back. We'll charge, I don't know, £35 million for him. Even though he isn't worth it, so we'll do it anyway. We need to be sure about this. Because again, people don't want to hear this, but we've got a right back actually coming through right now in the academy called Dan Headley. Now, I'm not saying he's the one that's going to be the one to get her on, but the fact that he's already
don't say that. Alan will want him in the first team next week.
No, but yeah. But you know what I mean, though? Like, we've got players coming through. I'm not saying wait 5 years for that, but in the long run, we could always have someone come in long term to obviously take over that position. But at Spence, it would just be exactly it takes Spence a season to bet in, and by that point, probably someone better on the market anyway. Just buy him and then sell him on and go loan him out again. Another Calvin Phillips, but pretty much then. It's pointless.
There's this guy that that Burnley have signed, Kyle Walker. I think he'd be a decent right back.
Oh God, mate! Imagine that. We're talking about again the fan base. What pitchforks and torches outside the Etihad? Walker back again, which is mental.
I was just going to say, there's a name. I've just been reading Alf's thing there. There's a name that's been floating around. I can't say I've seen too much of him, but loads of City fans seem to want him. Vanderson,
yeah.
I can't say I've seen him, so I can't really comment.
He's a good right back, but this is the thing, mate. Are we really going to be risking it on a player we don't that isn't even like if this? If no other club's going after him, mate, but we need to go after him, why should we? This thing, Viv Anderson, fuck me, Christ. We're that desperate. Jesus. Yeah, right. And Wan-Bissaka, mate, that ain't going to happen. I know your question with Alf. Stop. It's not going to happen. Hinshelwood, I like that Hinshelwood. It's doing well at Brighton, but again, are we going to go to Brighton and say, right, Hinchelwood is our answer to our problems. We're going to buy him. Brighton were like, right, he's a young-grown player, £50 million, please. Maybe more than that. And they will charge that for him because it's Brighton. Jed Spence, Tottenham, no. Matty Cash, I like Matty Cash, but again, sounds desperate again because Cash hasn't been good for the last year or so. Trippier, fucking 35-year-old, 36-year-old Trippier, nope. And Livramento. Well, Livramento's, for me, the right one there. But again, Newcastle are playing haggling on the fee in that one, so no, they're going to happen.
The only way that you're going to get Livramento out of
Well, it was off.
Don't know why my camera's decided to turn itself off. The only way you're going to get Livramento out of Newcastle if he does a Nunes and basically tries to force his way out of the club. It's the only way it's going to happen. And he ain't going to do that.
No. He's not. Have you heard this guy called Rico Lewis? Look, if Rico was taller, sure, but I've already seen that already, and I don't really need any more evidence at this point. Rico, he's not a right back.
There was a point in this. I actually made a tweet about this the other day, and there was a point at the start of last season, especially against teams like Chelsea, where he played as a right back, and he actually did things right. What he did, he knew he wasn't the tallest, he knew he wasn't the strongest, but he used all of that to his advantage. So rather than, trying to go man for man and try and jump up and try and win a header against like a Nicholas Jackson, what he was doing was, as Nicholas Jackson was jumping, he'd give a little arm in the back and then he'd back off. And then the ball would come down and he'd take the ball. And when players were going in on him and tackling him, he was bouncing off them. He was using all of these things he was using his size to his advantage. Now, that was working really well. And then there came a point where he just stopped doing that. If he starts using his size to his advantage again, I think you've got a perfectly good right back there. Yeah, I really, really do.
Sure. Right. If you told me right, to be right now, right, a right back is available that want to get in. We're gonna go Rico and Nunes for another season. Because right back, so we've got 3 options to use, or 3 at the back they want to go with, right? But is it to be right? That's what we're gonna go with for another season. But next time we'll try our best to get a right back in as a priority. I'm like, okay, fine. I would rather the club wait on a right back. We're not waiting another position on a player just to get a player in, so the fans are appeased, but we get someone in. We need to actually realise that we need to get this right for a right back. Your pardon, the awkward pun there. It has to be correct. Like Aït-Nouri, mate. Aït-Nouri, for me, was the perfect back for us right now.
He's the perfect.
Problem is, there's the Aït-Nouri we need is Memento, but again, Newcastle playing hardball and Newcastle being East right now. It's kind of like, if by next summer he's still playing well and he's still a player we want to get in, then next summer go and get him. That's what I'll do. I know it sounds like we'll have to wait around again, but sometimes you got to play a bit of hardball to then get the player that you want to get in. I know people don't want to hear that, but that's kind of football works sometimes. You have to wait another year or 6 months down the line until you get the player you want to get in again. But I don't mind another year of it. We've got Aït-Nouri in. So we've got a left back at least there. We've got one position as the fullbacks in, which is good. Just I think the right back one will be hard because again, the current market right back is pretty dead right now, barring Hakimi Livramento, which is the issue. And most of them, mate, are all young right backs anyway. All young players that obviously are obviously new to European football and experience. So again, the market's pretty quiet right now, but you'll see a result probably in the next couple of years. So I think we're right back. Give it a bit of time. I think for me, I just want players out the door who obviously clear a bit of space for certain players. And maybe I would say a goalkeeper well for if obviously Edison does go, get a keeper in, but if not, Edison will be another year. I think that's how it's going to be. I just with Edison and the whole situation with the goalkeeper. I think if it happens, it happens. It doesn't happen next year. I just don't think it's just dragging on this now, Edison.
Yeah, it's a tricky one with Edison because I think he's kind of at a point now in his career where he either needs to commit to the club or he needs to force his way out. That has to be one or the other.
Yeah.
I think we could see. I've seen last season and especially as in the Club World Cup as well, where he's not himself. He doesn't look focused. He doesn't look like he wants to be there. So it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because there's definitely a goalkeeper in there, but
Yeah.
if you don't want to be at the club, or he's kind of half-arsed that he wants to be at the club, like I think it's a tricky position now where he either needs to commit himself to the club or he needs to push for a move. I don't think there should be, oh, I'll stay for one more year, because that's not good business for City. The same with Gundogan. Gundogan decided to take out his optional 1 year extension. I don't think that's good for the club either.
No. Joe, what I will say though, right? Steve, it right. The fact that Chelsea have valued Jackson £100 billion.
See you later, Steve, by the way.
Oh yeah, I'll get to yeah, but big up Steve, by the way, big up mate. Hope you're doing good. Obviously, what could go on right now? I know you're obviously going through a bit at the moment, but hope you're doing well, mate. With Jackson, right, and the value that he's going for, which by the way is absolutely crazy, £100 million. We got Marmoush, bro, for £59 million. How did we get Marmoush for that? That's robbery at this point. Like, we have actually managed to do the steals of the century. How have we managed to get these players?
Got Haaland for 52 million.
We got Haaland, Marmoush, bro. Our two strikers, mate, for just over £100 million.
110 million.
How did we do that? Big up Shiki, by the way. I'm not going to say as it is, mate. Yeah, mistakes here and there. But, bro, he got some good deals for us, man.
We've got Mamouche. We got Mamouche and Haaland for less than what Liverpool paid for Wirtz.
Yeah. Disagree, by the way, that one. It will be another year, I reckon. If you generally think, right, we'll be back to our very scintillating best straight away, you're mistaken. I think we'll be good next year. I think we'll be a lot better than last year, which is good. We want to be.
I mean, you can't realistically.
In the words of Mick McCarthy, it can.
What I don't understand, Jet, is you look at last season and how awful we were. Like, we ended that season, we had one win in 14 games, right? And we still ended the season with more wins than Arsenal. Like, how?
I know.
How?
But your facts. We can't keep doing this merry-go-round.
No.
We have to say, right, Edison, thank you for everything you've done, but if you don't want to be here, for me, I'm actually fine, right, with Trafford and goal. I'm actually fine with it, because what it is, right, I think he's learned a lot as it is anyway from where he's been. And with a goalkeeper, right, for example, look at David De Gea, bro, at United. He was a young goalkeeper from Spain, came in. I was great for United. Not all the time, but he was mostly good for them. We got to actually give and as Nick says here, come in for a year. But Edison, no, I kind of understand where you're coming from there, but I think it's just I imagine that's more the case if Ortega leaves. The thing is, right, I think Ortega will probably leave anyway this summer. I mean, for me, he's not a bench keeper, mate. Ortega, he's not a bench keeper. He's better than that. He deserves to be starting games week in, week out. Not for us, but for a team that we're playing week in, week out. He's that good of a goalkeeper. I think it's having him with Edison, but we've got to look now at a player who's probably a bit younger and has more to learn in that sense. But I think he was good for us for the 3 years. I'll never forget Ortega, mate, for that save against Son, mate. That save that won us the league. Like, I'm sorry, I'll say it is Ortega, by the way. Yeah, opposites here and there, but was good for us, mate. A great time for a good price. Was it on a free? Gone for? Was it free transfer?
What?
Or take on a free, wasn't it? On a free, wasn't it? Somewhere.
Yeah.
Bargain, mate. Bargain. Great, good goalkeeper. Did his job for us for good 3 years. He goes, he just makes some money. I'll take that.
We paid more for Bettinelli than we did for Ortega.
Yeah. Agreed, yeah. I think for me, right, look, regards to this season, and we'll do our predictions soon. I think next week we'll do our predictions for League One, League Two. We're actually going to do this because I think, and also we're going to launch our FPL league soon. Watch out for that. That's obviously coming. FPL set up now. I know it's just come out recently. I know Bevo's just on his team, so I've actually got to get that sorted out soon. We'll get the league set up for.
You've seen it.
It's a good team, right? Yeah. Well, I won't copy it per se. But my copy is that I'll agree with, but it'll depend on what I want to go with. But yeah, I like the look of it. Just what
we've
go on.
Just as well. We've got quite a lot of people in the building tonight. We've got over 400 viewers across X and YouTube. Anyone off X that's not subscribed to us, please come over to the YouTube channel and give us a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. On the road to 2K. So if anyone's not subscribed, please do. It really helps.
Absolutely. Big up everyone in the chat. So obviously for chat over the last over an hour and a half. Big up you guys as always. Yeah, but we'll do our for League One, League Two, and Championship. I know it sounds like a bit mad to do that, but I always feel like it's good to discuss other team because I think for me, I know I watch a lot of the EFL anyway because I love the EFL. I think it's great. I mean, it's different. It's different. It's different to Premier League. It's a lot different. It's a lot more to the roots.
See, I'm a bit boring. I watch City, and that's basically it.
So my
predictions are going to be wild.
Whereas Championship, I will say though, Championship will be a good one to do because I've got a few. Because I'll say it right, I think a couple of teams will go up. That a lot of people are expected to go up next year. I'm not.
Yeah, you've told me off air, and I didn't even know that they were in that league. So
yeah, well, mate, but Birmingham City have bought very well so far this summer. On top of a very decent team already, like they've bought very, very well. And I think Wrexham just, I think I said to Wrexham need to establish themselves at some point. You can't keep going up constantly because eventually you end up falling down at some point, like Luton did. And so you got to be fine to settle for where you are and build from there. You can't keep building without actually building because if you know that's right. The COP obviously, I think you're going to obviously to the ground at some point. Have a look at it ourselves at some point. Ground is still obviously being built, still, isn't it? It's still built up, and it started being built in League Two, and they're still building it now. So I'm thinking,
it's the oldest ground in English football history.
Yeah, it is racecourse. Yeah.
So it does need work, but we'll get there.
That's what I mean. So I feel like it'd be good to have a chat with everyone in the chat, obviously, about that because I'll be a good lead to everyone's got a lot of different opinions on that. And of course, when we get to our first game, mate, it's Wolves. We'll do a Premier League prediction. See, we'll do two. We're gonna do one before the first game, and we'll do one after the window because obviously play the time. There'll be a chance to see where teams are in the first 3 games. And we'll probably do maybe another one probably at start of the year, probably we'll updates to it. So again, I find my predictions right. They're very weird because you're either way off it or you just bang on most teams. I think that the ones going down. I think Sunderland getting Xhaka is a massive transfer. If they get that over the line. That's a massive transfer. Sunderland are about to get Xhaka.
What, Granit Xhaka?
Sunderland, yeah.
You what?
I think it's almost done. Yeah.
It's Premier League experience for them, isn't it?
Well, getting that player from Sassuolo who was a promising player, but it fell through. But bro, Sunderland are doing really well, bro. In the window, they're going for big players, right? For good man.
Did you see Ten Hag's first game? He got beat by like Flamengo's the 5th or something. He got absolutely battered as well. It was like 5-1.
it wasn't even the first team that I lost to. It was the
No, it was like the end of 15s, mate.
yeah. Yeah, you know what it is, right? I'll say it now. Sunderland won't go down next season. I'm going to say it now. I think they'll be all right. I think they'll survive. I mean, that's very early. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. I think they've pulled very well so far. But yeah, so we've got a lot to sort of look forward to. Obviously, the streams have been a bit quiet recently, but I think as you guys are sort of seeing, it's been quite quiet, isn't it, on the City front with news and that. But I imagine. Oh,
here you go. Let me just share this.
Five.
Look at the state of that.
5-1.
5-1 against the under 20s. That's embarrassing.
Mate,
Leverkusen as well.
Bro, Leverkusen, by the way, are going to fall off massively. Like, they replaced Wirtz with Malik Tillman, who's not a bad player, but Tillman. Like, they are replacing players, mate, with just worse.
I know.
I know. Yeah. Now, do you know what? Right, I'm looking forward to watching the league. I try and go to both home games. I mean, I think the plan is for the home games. I think I'm probably going to miss Wolves and Tottenham because Wolves, obviously, I'm away from a girlfriend's mum's wedding, so it's a family wedding. I've got to be out the weekend anyway. The week after, I'll be with Bevo in Wales, which is quite cool. So, and also, it's going to be a bit of a hassle to taking my stuff to the city and back home again. It's just a bit of a mad one. Yeah, but I think Brighton away, I'll try and be. So, Nick, if you're going Brighton away, mate, I'll probably see you down there. Obviously, at some point. I went last season when we lost 2-1 to them. Remember that game, mate? Played 2-1 loss. Haaland scored a really dodgy, crap goal. Then Simpson Pusey was playing at the back, and then suddenly, Shapetro scored, and then O'Reilly scored, and we lost like 2-1. It was quite a bleak, horrible walk back to the hotel. It was that game. That was a really miserable game. That one. It wasn't that embarrassing, bro. But he bought on Belabor, bro. He bought on Belabor second half. Herschel, bro, and he cooked Belabor. He absolutely retorts new arsehole. So I hope this time when we go there, we're a lot better than last time. At least playing actual full, strong defense and midfield. So I will see that. I'll probably see that. Obviously, away tickets obviously come out a bit differently, so I'll probably have to sort of do the year old spares on that one. But I'm sure I'll be able to get one like I did last time, so that'll be good. I'm sure I'll see you there anyway, mate. That's the day exactly, mate. I think Sunderland for me are going for it. I think it's Leeds. I'll be honest with you. I think out of the teams coming up now, I think Burnley are going to go down again. Burnley have bought no one. Well, no, they bought players, isn't it? But it's like players permanently bought from other clubs, but they haven't actually probably bought anyone in of quality so far. Like Walker, they bought Walker in, but I mean, still, I just feel like with I feel like when it comes to Burnley compared to like the likes of Sunderland and Leeds, they've bought better so far. Obviously, that might change, but at the moment, I'm not really sort of seeing a lot from Burnley right now. Just to say they're going to stay up anyway. Definitely, yeah. So I'll probably have to get that one. I'm sure it should be good. So I'm sure I'll see you down there anyway, mate, when that happens. But yeah, I mean, before we end, mate, we'll chat about Trafford anyway. I thought it's a good chance to have a proper chat about him. I don't know a bit of news about him. I mean, how do you feel if Ederson does leave this summer? Trafford being the guy coming in to replace him.
I want him to come in, personally. I think it's going to be massive weight on his shoulders to come in as a number one.
Yeah.
And the way that the fan base is at the moment, I it's either going to be like a sink or swim thing for him. I was saying on the LB's panel show, I rate the little bit of arrogance that he has. Like I love that in footballers. I think Foden needs to have more of it.
Yeah.
Where, you know, he was 19 years old saying live on Sky Sports, one day I will be England's number one and I will be City's number one. And he fully backs himself. Now I love that. I think more players need that in their game. But I would love for him to come in and be the number one. Do I think he's ready? No. Do I think that it could be a decent opportunity for him to basically sink or swim? Yeah. I think he has better shot stopping abilities than Ederson. But I also think his kicking isn't far behind. I think he's basically a Man City goalkeeper. Like, the way that he plays is like perfect for City. But the way that the fan base is at the moment, you know, he has just one bad game or even one bad moment in a game.
Yeah.
You know, say if he goes and makes 20 amazing saves, but then one absolute stinker, people won't like there's that old saying, isn't there? You know, when I win, no one remembers. When I lose, no one forgets. And it's kind of like the same here. Like he could make 20 amazing saves, but let one absolute howler in, and it's the absolute howler that people are going to remember and people are going to be slating him for. And the way that our fan base, I'll say it as it is, the fan base is toxic. The fan base is very, very, very toxic. And if I was him, I would advise him to keep absolutely clear of any kind of social media. And I'd advise all of the City players this. Unless you're like Haaland, where let's be real, Haaland really doesn't give a shite. Like he'll take the abuse and roll with it. But there are a lot of players nowadays that can't and shouldn't have to cope with the levels of abuse that they're getting. Foden, you know, quite evidently being one of them. He came out and made the public statement after the United game saying that it really, really affected him. And I wouldn't blame him. Wouldn't blame him for it affecting him at all. I think a lot of I would recommend to every footballer, either hire yourself a social media guy or girl, you know, I'm not discriminating here, or you know, or just get rid of it altogether. Like, look at Rodri. Rodri is the prime example of you don't need PR to win things.
No.
Rodri has zero social media, absolutely nothing. He's barely got a mobile phone, to be fair to him. He's only got a mobile phone so he can make calls and texts. Like, he probably doesn't even know how to use it. But, you know, he's got no social media. He's got nothing like that. He's not publicising himself or putting PR out there. He's letting his football do the talking, and he won the Ballon d'Or because of it. All of these players nowadays, you know, you look at like Bellingham at Real Madrid, absolute PR merchant.
Yeah.
You know, and there's loads of other players out there that are the same. But, you know, look at Vinny Jr. Vinny Jr. I think has scored like 3 goals in the last year for Real Madrid or something mad like that. Like, it's not many. You know, but he's like, oh, he's the best player in the world. Far from it. He's not the best. He's not the best player in Madrid. Do you know what I mean?
Bro, Vista scored more goals than him. I think they're better players than him. That sounds fun.
Exactly. So, Rodri is the absolute prime example of a player that shows you don't need social media presence to win, individual awards in football. So I would advise every footballer, get yourself a social media person or just sack it all off because it ain't worth it. It's just not worth it.
It's washed up, bro. I'll say social media is washed. It's all about clicks, and don't get me wrong. I know some are saying that.
Sorry, let me just add to this. But keep YouTube and subscribe to Not in My Lifetime podcast.
Yeah, shamelessly plug it. What's the preaching the other thing round? Yeah, sounds about right. But no, honestly, right. Look, I know it sounds kind of people who YouTube, also people like to subscribe to us, but the thing is, with us, right, we're not here to hate on people. We're here to have a chat with you guys and debate if you want to. If you're coming here to hate on people, mate, I'm not interested in it and thrown out. I don't care as your opinion. Hatred is not an opinion. It's not. It's you an asshole. You can say he ain't good enough. That's fair enough. Perfectly fine. If you're saying he's absolute prick, I don't like him anymore. Opinion. That's just as something to you, mate. Just get better. So all is right on the channel as well. You're entitled to have your opinion. If you want everyone to stay, everyone to go, that's fine. But just don't say it in a really just don't talk about it, man. Like I don't care if that's you want that or not, mate. At the end of the day, right? People have a right to be respected, especially if they're being horrible themselves. So I felt we got to just have more integrity about us, man. Like his family has got to. I'm gonna say it now, right? Even if we win stuff again next year, right? It doesn't mean everything will get better again. It will just increase the standards, mate. Increase everything again, which again everyone wants to have winning mentality. I do. I always feel about winning. I love winning games and that and win trophies. Of course, everyone does, but it's about it's how you do it. They've got to realize that this current teammate is changing again. We're going from a one era to another. It's not a straightforward swap. That's easy. But you've got to realize that the only way we'll get back to that level is building back up again. It's not as simple as just play well and win. Well, Arsenal have Mendy and Gyökeres, two players that will go in there and improve their team. They definitely will improve their team. Liverpool are players coming to immediately improve their team into a new era. Because I'll tell you now, post Salah is the Wirtz era for them now. Because as a new player, Salah, well, I'll say about his goals, but it's a whole new point of their team. Salah really. So everyone's going through a change up. So are we. I'll tell you right now, Ryan Cherky will not be an unbelievable player straight away. He will get there. I know he will. He's a talented player. He's been unbelievable so far. I've seen him so far in like 3 or 4 games. But we've got to realise that we can't expect this guy to be really messy in his first season. If he is, brilliant. But like Haaland was in his first year, things must come into account. Haaland got 34 goals last year in a shocking season. 34 goals. Which, by the way, sounds like nothing. But when you factor in Haaland 34 goals in a team that barely had any kind of creativity in it, no legs in it at all, and got 34 goals in that team.
Right, let's just put it this way, yeah? So, Haaland had 34 goals in... yeah, I do, mate. I really do. But Haaland had 34 goals, right, in supposedly his worst ever, year in football. He has more goals in that one season than Ekitike has had in the last 2 or 3 years combined. And he's just moved to Liverpool.
By the way, right?
Yeah.
Go on.
I was just going to say, in his worst year of football, he's had more goals than Ekitike in the last 2 or 3 years. Let that sink in. Ekitike has just gone to Liverpool for 95 million euros, yeah? Haaland, in his worst year at City, has got more goals than he has in the last 3 years combined.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? Ekatike, right? And by the way, I like Ekatike. I think he's a decent player. But the problem with Ekatike, he's had one good season, 15 goals in a game, which, by the way, is still good, by the way, for a first season in the Bundesliga for Frankfurt. It's a good start, but he's now got Liverpool. Liverpool much better offer, waiting for Isak. I don't know why they did that for, mate. They're better off paying more for Isak. That they are. I don't get that. I don't care. It's like, oh, but it'll do really well for us. Darwin Núñez, 50-odd goals in 3 or 4 years. Darwin Núñez ain't good enough, mate.
When you look at it, though, realistically, yeah, they signed Ekatike for what, 95? Yeah, they sold Ekatike for 95 million euros. Yeah, didn't Gyökeres go to Arsenal for something like 60 million quid or 58 million quid or something?
I'll say it, mate. That's a bargain for a striker of that quality. I go, but Penny Merchant, he's a goal scorer. He scores goals. That's his job, isn't it?
I'll be real. I don't think he'll do it in the Prem. I'll be real. I don't think he will. I prove me wrong, but only time will tell, I guess. I don't know whether it's me thinking he's actually not going to do it, or whether me wanting him to not do it.
I think for me, it depends on Arsenal's creativity. That's where it matters, mate. If Arsenal have good creativity, then sure.
Yeah.
I just don't think, for me, Arsenal need to improve their creative outlet. Their strikers, he's there now. They've got a number 9. Finally, after all these years of fucking around and getting everyone else apart from us for number 9. Now they've got to buy a left winger. Good as Martinelli. They're both average. You better left winger. Let's say you got Eze in there, bro. Improve their midfield. Eze is a much better player than what they've got right now. Much more creative player. Also scores goals as well. Is Eze a world-class player? No.
Giving those bottle jobs no ideas. We'll remove that bit.
Sorry. Right. City. Right. It's right. Sorry, I forgot. I was going to Viana. Viana is right back. We're going for it. But I think Ekatike won't be. This is my opinion of him. I think he'll do all right at Liverpool. The problem is, it's the money paid for him. If the money paid for him, mate, was, let's say, £35 million, mate, I think that's a good deal. But the amount of money paid for him is that's ridiculously expensive. When what Joe could have done, mate, paid £35 million extra towards Isak. I don't get it. How about you buy Isak off Newcastle and then you go and get Ekatike? I don't get it. I really don't get it at all. It's a really weird move. Why sort of talking about people? Dave, I'll tell you why, Dave. Because Liverpool ain't City. I'll tell you, mate. If City, right, spent all this money, the Liverpool paying, mate, it'd be cool. Where's the PSR? Where's 115 announcement? What's going on? That's what it would be. Because again, there's an agenda against us. People hate us completely. So yeah, there's a reason why, mate. It was Liverpool, because Liverpool are the darlings, mate. Whereas that reduction. That's how it is. Big up Hall, mate. Every day, man. Yeah, agree on that. I'll go definitely a priority. That one. Funny how you're crying about Paul Bonton. Yeah, DC. We all know why. We all know why. Because Manchester City can't do it because Man City are not red. It's red, not blue. Well, mate, no, blue. Fuck well, apparently, according to me. Well, Chelsea, by the way, are getting João Hato and Jamie Simmons. Oh, but not good. I'll tell you right now, mate. At Chelsea, the level. Because both of them get better and better at Chelsea. Chelsea are building a good team there. Is it a title race team?
Chelsea,
yeah, but give it.
Chelsea need to be. I'm sorry. Chelsea need to be banished from football. If they're saying that what we've spent's ridiculous and we've got 150 charges, those fuckers should have about 210 charges. I'm not joking. The amount of money that they've spent over the last 2 years is nothing short of ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. I reckon second, mate, but I know everyone's 200, mate. Times by 3, we'll say on the Chargers. He's on fire tonight. Tell you, mate, if things don't go really well this season, mate, it'll be even more. It'll be a whole house fire. It'll be on fire. It'll be burnt rooms. And yeah, no. Honestly, right. It's just it's just honestly like I just find it baffling how the media just are on everything. But then again, mate, will it change? Nope. It won't ever change at all. It's never going to change. Yeah. I just, do you know what it is, right? I'm not like everyone else that's crying about about not getting players. Look, at the end of the day, right? I care more about the players going out than the ones coming in. I think our squad right now, certainly, is actually pretty good squad. It's probably better than we've had last year already. So it's just kind of like what we got to do is get players out the door, and for Wolves, let's go from there. Because I tell you, right, Wolves should be about getting the win. I'm not asked about this 5. I want to win. It's 2 or 3-1. I'll take it. It needs to be about setting the standard. Because I tell you, right. Wolves, Tom, everybody is at Brighton after that, mate. It's not an easy start, by the way. No, after Arsenal, isn't it? I think Arsenal. So you got to just chill a bit. I'm going to give at least, for me, always 10 games in. 10 games in, I'll see where we are. So that's what I always do every year. Say 10 games in. What about anyone to start November? I'll then know where we are. Because right now it's hard to tell. It really is.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But yeah, I mean, big up everyone on the tuning over 2 hours, obviously. Big up everyone. Over 60 of you in here, throughout the last 2 hours is brilliant. I know people are away right now, so people aren't doing things, but we appreciate, obviously, if you're new.
Across all platforms at the moment, this is some of the highest numbers that I've seen in a long while. 467 in the building across X and YouTube at the moment. That's incredible stuff.
Especially in a time, especially when it's quiet as well for some of the news. And I mean, I know it's news, but it's not really like multiple news. It's like big article here. That's it. So yeah. So for me, it's just it's all about I'm just focused on getting towards pre-season, seeing where we are, and I'll start go from there. I'm not going to worry too much about the league table as well. But for me, the league table isn't that much in all that anyway. It's more end of the year, start of next year. The way you start looking at the table anyway. But it's going to be just about having patience. And I'm patient. I'm looking forward to the season. I mean, last year was a really miserable season. Not because I'm not winning anything, because of how it all was fan based together and that. Everyone found out each other over petty shit, and no one needs to talk about. Man, it's just, mate, creators, fans. It was at his throat last year. It was really out of control. So this year we've got to turn it back down again, back to a good level. Just relax, just get on with what you need to do, and back. That's what I'm doing. If next year's the year, then just so be it. On to the next one. I'll still be here. So better. But yeah, you guys in the chat. It's just all about now. Let's see what happens, because that's all we can do now.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a big up to you guys, obviously, for tuning in as always. Obviously, if you're new here, leave a like, subscribe if you're not already. Obviously, to announce and obviously new stuff to sort of bring it to you guys. Obviously, in terms of content for the channel, obviously updates, all the stuff, and that. It's going to be a fresh look on here for our streams going forward at the next season. Should be good. Just obviously getting everything together now, obviously to prepare for it. And as well, I mean, the first review we'll do for the Wolves game will definitely be a very good stream, because it's going to be a bit different, isn't it, Bevo? First review stream that we do together, because it's not going to be not normal, is it?
Yeah, no, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, So look forward to doing that with you guys. But we'll
It's going to be. I'll put it out there. It's going to be the first face-to-face podcast that this podcast has actually ever done.
yeah. Again, we are. I mentioned lads about this. Obviously, I think both of them have been busy anyway with like stuff going on. But I'll try and get that sorted as well. I think at some point, I think what we'll try and do is we'll try and obviously when we get to the game, obviously you and me, we'll try and meet up both so we can sort of get a picture of the four of us together, and that'd be nice. Obviously, I haven't met them yet. But
Well,
if
Martin's still about, it's more than he does. So
he's not about, he's getting pissed in the fucking bar. I don't blame him, I'll be there as well.
Well, I hope he watches this, and I hope he feels ashamed.
Fuck off, Bev. I'm drinking my pina coladas. He don't give a fuck. Good for him. Enjoy him, Martin. Enjoy him. First 10 games were a bit. Yeah, Dash. I know. First 10 games are great, and after that, it was the biggest disaster I've ever seen in my life. That was after that. Yeah. 8 teams. Do you know what it is? I think the low block for me will be less this year than last year. I think because we last year how bad we were, I think a lot of teams are sure how going to be. So I think it'll be a lot better for us going forward this year than it was last year. That's what I'll say on that one. Meant to say home Wolves Brighton away. Yeah, this is what I mean. Wolves away 1-2-1. Arsenal we got battered. Arsenal away this year, bro. We have to do better this year. That was Arsenal should losing 5-1 to them at the Emirates.
Against all the top six, we've been piss poor against the top six for the last few years now. We really need. Cheers, house captain, and cheers, Staffy as well.
Everyone,
and DC as well as always. And Darsh and everyone else, thank you for all your support. But yeah, no, like I was saying, the last few seasons against the big six, we've been really poor. Even the year that we did 4 in a row, our results against the big six then were appalling as well. It needs to improve. We should be at least sort of there or thereabouts.
By the way, you know that reference, right? Cocktail's a good film, by the way. It's a good film, Cocktail. If you know what it is,
It's
it's a good film. I bet it was, I bet it was, man. I bet something on the way home was better than the actual game itself, man. Fucking hell. Yeah. I mean, do you know what? I'm probably gonna try and go to. I think last year I went to visit 2 or 3 away games last year. I'm gonna try and go to a few more this year because I've had the means to do it now, so it'd be good to sort of. I think Wolves away I can't do, but I think I'll do Brighton, Brentford, and Arsenal now, and sort of see if I get tickets for it up. So obviously they're spare. I'm not here to run the orders of away tickets. If there's a spare one available, I'll take it and go support the boys. Okay, but what's the game exactly? Want every impact? Yeah, so do I, Dash. Honestly, I missed that. We were like, yes. Batter them batter United like 3 or 4-1 for what? Just going in the streams and laughing at fans ranting about the loss. I missed that. Do you know what? I want Shirky, Foden, and Haro to get that anger at United, bro, and batter the hell out of them in September. I want battering.
Chirky's doing something biblical.
Mate,
against United. Bro, that's
celebration. Mahmoud celebration against United.
He'll do something biblical if Pep plays him, or whether he's going to go for the same shit of Gundogan. Do you know what I mean?
No.
I swear to God, if I see that again this season, I am done. I am cancelling Sky Sports. I am cancelling my City Matchday membership. I am getting rid of the lot.
He won't, but he's just saying. He's just saying.
No. I'm saying I'm having my City tattoo laser removed. I am done.
Stop waffling, mate. He'll still be here. Not me. We're suckers at this. We ain't going away. We're still here. This club's just dragging us along. This club. No, it'll be good. Look, I'm looking forward to see we sort of get back in the swing of things again, and I look forward to doing more content. Obviously, doing more stuff again. Got a lot more. Again, I said before, we've got a lot more planned. So I know we're meant to do the chat podcast. I know it hasn't happened yet, but again, a lot's gone on. We'll just say that behind the scenes, obviously, nothing wrong. That just busy with life and things obviously get in the way. But we promise you, hopefully soon we'll have that upload. What we soon, mate. That's the plan. Oh, Bello, fuck this.
No.
No. Anfield away. No, I'm not doing this. No, it's against Anfield double free. No. No. Oh God, mate. Honestly. Oh, mate. It's you're right. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing what we do, seeing what the plan is. I look forward to seeing what's to come. People aren't excited, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see Shirky. I'm excited to see all the players. I can't wait for it. I can't wait. I'll say, bro, Wolves away, mate. That bloody lineup announcement, mate, and it's gonna be funny seeing that. Why are you playing him?
I'm gonna make a prediction. 8 Nori does not start that game.
Yeah. And also, I'll say as well, right? What we'll do before the season starts, I'll try. My plan is I'm gonna try and get Rich on, and also Doug from is a Liverpool fan to have a chat with us about the season, because Rich is quite good about being fair with the season. I'm good to see how he's feeling, obviously, when Bomo and Cunha, and also to have a chat with Doug. I'll chat to Doug about Liverpool.
I'll message a couple of Arsenal fans that I know as well. Try and get an Arsenal fan on.
Lee Gunner. He's just a waffle through for 5 hours.
Hey, that I tell you, mate, that'd be dangerous having me and Lee Gunner on the same show.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Channel's over. Sorry, you lads. Channel's done.
hey, do numbers.
It would do numbers, but I'll be worried for the state of the channel after that. Like, why have we got any red messages after that? You know what? I think personally will start. I think this one. I think it'll be Rico and Nori fullbacks, which actually isn't bad. To be fair, isn't bad. Rico, Vardy, Nori. I'll say that. That's fine. I'll go that back four. Midfield of Gonzalez, Reinders, and Bernardo Silva. Or okay. Do you know what? No, fuck it. But Gonzalez, Reinders, Foden. Do it. Phil, you know what? Why not?
Personally, for me, I will be playing Cherky in the middle, and I'll be playing Phil out on the right. The reason I'll be playing Phil out on the right is because Phil can invert and Nunes can run that line.
Okay. Again, we'll go into it obviously near the time of the Wolves game. We'll save the in-depth debates.
Let's not have a debate on tactics right now. It's like
whoa. Palermo first, and then honestly,
I forgot about that.
The Anglo-Italian Cup. Let's fucking go.
The most pointless, meaningless game ever. Just give the players an extra week off, please.
Oh God! But the best front three, Rodri, Johnny, Joe Watt. That's a good front. That's a good front six. Pelks. That's a good front. I mean, if you want to go with Savio Doc, I mean, there's the thing about the wingers, right? This is where, for me, this season I'm going to judge both of them really in depthly this year. Especially Doc. We got a left back now, and we've got a right back as well. Technically, we want to play right back as well. We've got to start seeing improvement from both of them. We really do.
That is the six that I'd play.
Yeah, same here. Well, Rodri depends on the fitness for me. I'm not saying he's fully fit.
Well, yeah. If we can't do that, then we should be playing Nico G. We should be. Pep literally came out last season and said in front of everybody that Nico G was the backup six to Rodri. He actually said Nico Williams, which is bonkers.
He's still Bilbao, mate. Still Bilbao. If you want Williams, go buy him. There's a Reese clause there. If you want to go get it. Well, I mean, I'll ask you, Nico
Oh,
Williams.
I forgot about that Nico Williams. I thought he was on about the one that plays for Forest.
There's two Nico Williams. There's Nico Williams. Jordan is right. Nico Williams, for me, right, is a better version of Doku. He's a better version. Doesn't mean he's world class. He's better. So if you want to upgrade Doku, one there, but not much. But it's it's pace and power, I suppose. But I think for me, right, I think this next summer, mate, will be about wingers. I think Bob, Savio, and Doku are all going to be tested now, and Jack if Jack stays, but that depends on Jack gets game time. But we'll see on that one. Exactly, Kelps. Nigga and Gianni, where that'd be a good midfield. Like, I want to see it. I want to see that midfield. I want to see it. Pep, please. I want to see the midfield. Just try it out and work. But just honestly, this is right, Kelps. I mean, conversation with Bernardo, I'm fine one more year, but Gundogan, I just don't think they're good enough anymore. Conor Bernardo as Conor a better bench player for another year, sure. I'm fine with one more year. But I want to go on a free. Conor can get someone to look like Turkey, wherever we go to. But I just don't want any more of Gundogan. And it's not because I don't like Gundogan. I love Gundogan for everything he's done for the club. But the problem is, we've got to think about the here and now. 35-year-old ain't anymore, bro. Like Kev's 34 is at Napoli. We can't have someone who's older than Kev in his field.
I'm happy to keep Kovacic for another few years. I think when Kovacic plays, with the exception of a few games where he's not been that great, but neither was most of the team last season, I think Kovacic gives regular 7 out of 10 performances every single game. With Kovacic, you're guaranteed that he's a steady Eddie. He just comes in, he does what he needs to do. Don't do anything flash, but he's a very good option to have coming off the bench. Same with Bernardo Silva. Very good option to have on the bench. But Gundogan, I'm just done with at this point.
Yeah. For me, if you said, right, Gundogan goes, McAtee goes, Jack goes, I'm like, okay, that's cool. Because Rodrigo, right, for me, right, Liverpool won't get him. That's going to happen. I'll be real. I don't think that will happen anyway. Arsenal won't get him. Tottenham ain't getting him. Tottenham get Rodrigo. I don't want a trophy, man. Not that bloody big. I think if I'm Rodrigo,
they won the Conference League. Europa League.
Yeah. Well done with a trophy, but come on, let's be real here. Like, come on, like I think Rodrigo, right? The whole thing with City, right? I just don't think that's going to happen. I think it will. I just feel like it's just because
it's not even about the transfer fee. He's going to want astronomical wages,
and we can't do that right now. We can't. Not again. We need to redo it again. Get by the door. Like get everyone. Like for me, right this summer, mate, it's about certain players getting attention. Rodri should obviously get one. I think getting one. I'm not saying no. I love Phil, but I think Phil for me, I'd give it end of the season. Just give him this year to get back in the team again and form again. Get the form back up, then we get a contract. I'm not saying he deserves one.
Phil will do bits this season.
I will, but I'm yeah. Agreed, Nick. I prefer Valverde's to Rodrigo. I like. I think for me, we probably. The thing is, Rodrigo, I didn't mind being a player that's part of the team. I wouldn't give a shit. But the thing is, would he want to come into another teammate as another part of it? That's the thing. Will he want to?
Yeah.
True counts. Says Diaz. We're in that one. That's his attention. He wasn't that good last year. Diaz. A mess. Real player similar to Mamouche. Exactly. The thing is, the thing. If Mamouche wasn't signed, bro, I understand Rodrigo. I understand Rodrigo.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I agree.
Anyway, right. Well, enough waffle. Well done for the extra 10 minutes there. This was what you do. We're still like hours later. Like, if you did the bloody charity stream, we'd still be like 35 hours later, so waffling about random shit. So, stop now, and we'll say that these chats for another stream. Big up you guys for obviously tuning in. We're almost, I think, what was it? Well, likes now we're on 26 like, so we got 30. Remember, it much appreciated. Obviously, we're on the road to obviously 2K. Obviously, it was obviously New Year as well. Something if you haven't already, obviously, it'd be much appreciated. Obviously, I'll be able to get towards 2K. Hopefully, by the end of the year, we'll see on that one, but hopefully soon. Nigga, obviously, I'm sure I'll see a game soon, mate. Obviously, that's the plan. I know I didn't see it last season, but I'll try and see it this time as well. Or when I'm at home game, I'll let you know, mate. Back to you for sharing it as well, everyone as well, mate. Big up to me. I do appreciate it as well. And big up everyone in the chat, obviously, for chatting away to us as always. We do appreciate you guys' support. And we'll see you guys again from a stream probably next week. I know what it is, right? I think the news are going up now from Monday anyway. We're back obviously on Monday, so I think for Monday we'll see a bit more on the show coming up. But yeah, so then guys, have a good rest of your weekend. England on Sunday, big final. We'll see how we do. So then guys, have a rest of your weekend. See you guys soon. Take care, guys. Peace.
See you later, all.